Hi, Jake Like here, gaming lawyer at your service. So, we're once again back to Great Ace Attorney. So where we last off, we were cleared of our name. We are not the murderer suspect, and because there is another person which they are, the other witnesses were hiding. So we have to. I think there's going to be something new. So we'll find out what's that. Excellent work, Muranosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. So, you were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth and mom's spaghetti. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. To think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be the overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. Sorry, Muranosuke. I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. And just after I bent down and picked it up, bang! I didn't have the time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet. I mean, if you are holding the gun and then there was a bang, meaning to say the gun you were holding, there was no shot has fired from the gun. So, okay, never mind. And he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. There you are. Well done, both of you. Oh. Professor Mikotaba. Toba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy, our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? What do you mean by I'm your best friend, aren't we? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma. Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. To me? Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UME. And it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. A gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I have no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then, I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Defendant Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what's hidden. Kazuma? What? Thank you, really. What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Just a friend? Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then, I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. So trial didn't end, I just wanted to take the girl back here. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I liked from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. We're going on a date? The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Aoji, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forge with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. We still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders? Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses? Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up, you jump up, rookie boy. You and a friend know nothing of this situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. Standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Oh, bravo, Ryunosuke. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror. You little brats! Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett. Yes. Your Excellency! That hurts. Oh. Okay. I'm guessing that's a real swan. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land. Tea! Someone brings English tea. In England, no discussions take place without tea. Is that true? No idea. So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Satoru Sohosonaga. I've been working undercover as a head waiter at... Yes, we all know about you already. Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty. So dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. I can't read it. She's speaking in signatures. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what? Signatures. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in UMay University Medical Faculty. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song. As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carneva, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? British. She says yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying in here, she can't speak any Japanese. British. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting. Then you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? British. Apparently, it was very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Can't remember what it is. Do you mean to say? Yes, it will appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. Order, in court. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. British. British not. British. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. British. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. British. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. This is a...
Yes!
No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Attention!
Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard. And look at this Snow White angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. Ugh. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. Ugh, but he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so, the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a fire. I don't think that's right. Yes, I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Unless and until the precise location where the witnesses will have a hidden weapon can be shown, this is moot. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witnesses' own words on the matter. Ugh, that's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. What's that smile? The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Yes, I know precisely what to press. Not this one. Neither is this. After a while, the accused king would greet the professor and they go into a fierce argument. Not this one. Afterwards, the accused took the professor and shot him right behind the eyes. Press this one. Do not shoot that gun. And like I said, there's no point repeating the assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked by my own side. Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand. Well, yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to Professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at that time. The highly suspicious... That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. Dirty? Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy. It seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours. What nonsense. The lady is merely stating what she saw. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned anyway. Not that one? Don't carry guns, so obviously I couldn't have made a
Yes!
Let's just press this one. If not, it will be the third statement I have to press. It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely, I verified it personally. You verified it? Yes, immediately after the incident. I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. Hey, sorry. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not." That's all you did? You just asked her? Surely you could carry out a physical search, Inspector. No. Why on earth not? The honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need for any probing into the matter. Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps? Think what you will, but if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertions with facts. In other words, he wants evidence. British. The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation. But she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there, I had just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she is no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime, which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course. Unlike certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You can at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you. So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with that professor at the end, of which you shot him. Which is an out and out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. I'm dressed exactly the same as you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. Don't mention that ever again. Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. If we can't do that, the trial is over. Even you, with your thick skin, must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room. Only too well, I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either. The first thing to do is press her on any of her statements that seem slightly off to you. Do that and an opening will present itself, I promise you. You need to expose the true face of the exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's why I should be aiming in this cross-examination. Now press this one as well.
Yes!
I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did was notice him was going over to say hello. Please don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Brett not appear to speak Japanese. No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future. We must all speak English. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman. Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in what with you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. And the next time we got up after that was when I finished my coffee and stood up to leave. The voice is a bit too similar. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. I'll press all the statements. Yes! He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at Hota Clinic, right? That's correct. That's right. We're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after her horrifying events. Exactly as it was left? Dear me, what a harrowing experience, to have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all? That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. About a winter statement. It's very meaningful. Oops. The last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing, huh? The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness' last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well, sidestep, counsel. Very well. Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. Sure. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm going to remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you are picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. Myself and the professor and I said, sure. Over a glass of carbonated water. Alright, I think this is a good time to stop for the time. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you are enjoying, and we'll probably unravel the mystery more next. So thanks again. Stay hopeful, but be critical. Bye bye.